So we're going to build this, and then also, you know, it was my first ever full YouTube stream that we did. And we've already got some haters. There was a comment that made me laugh quite hard on my previous VOD. And it said, it took you 3 hours to build these ramshackle huts. Bravo on the use of ramshackle, unironically. But I took... Look. Ramshackle huts. I very much enjoyed it because this person unironically watched my content, gave me an impression in a comment, just to tell me that my stuff looked bad and was, quote, ramshackle. So I thanked him for his impression. And by impression, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, is a comment on YouTube helps the algorithm tell people that my video is worth watching. So anyway, that was quite funny. And then also we had another comment that was pretty intelligent. They said, hey, remove all these trees so you have better lighting. And, you know, we're going to do that. So thank you, person who said that, if you end up watching this VOD too. Deleted, that's a little jumpy. Deleted for you. So we're just going to scoot through here and use that tool to delete those. Name the town Ramshackle. I agree with that. I be agreeing. Quite funny. That immediately helped. The fact that we didn't think of that is insane. I also wonder if I should do today 0.4 or 0.3. Nope, 0.4 or 0.6 on either side of 0.5 to see if we can get the... I was trying to see if I could get the sun on the right side. Yeah. That's a little better. Nope. Nope. So today 0.5 is there. What about, I think 0.4 might have the best look for this specific thing. All right, we'll go here. Yeah, so we will continue building our ramshackle town now. I did offline very quickly cheat a little bit. I did prep a stone, or sorry, an iron beam structure to try and facilitate maybe some sort of chimney to see what it'll look like, because we're not doing the interiors of these houses too much, so I'm not really thinking about how building a chimney in here is going to affect in here. It's just that it should, you know, that there's actually a chimney coming out of here for its purpose. Oh, that's fair. Thank you, Molly. Yeah, so Serotonin, I'm a little surprised that I can't see whatever happened with your redacted comment. Like, as the streamer, I can't even see what you wrote, which is really unlike... I'm not used to that in streaming. Like, if something gets banned or whatever, I can usually see it. Anyway. We're going to get started. This stream hopefully won't be too short. I mean, if I take my time building this, it should be fine. We kind of only have one house in like the accoutrement, if you will. But that's okay. I am attempting... See, I do be thinking... It's already a little... It's like one off, but I'm going to go with it. We're good. It made no sense anyway. LOL. Friends, as we're getting used to streaming on YouTube a little bit, do me a favor. When you get going in a YouTube stream, please do like the stream for me. Liking the stream helps. I did some research. And my VOD did very well. I think some of you guys saw that. My previous VOD did incredibly well. I got like 2,500 views post-production, which is I was very grateful for. But I did look, and as much as you guys can chat is better. The more you guys can interact, the better. Technically, it tells YouTube that people like my channel. So if you can like the video or like the stream anytime you stop in, and then as often as you can chat, if you're able. Obviously, a lurk is always very valuable as well. But just for you guys to know what helps me, having a more active chat helps YouTube know what's up, especially when I'm live. Because last time we hit like 32, you're on the phone, by the way, thank you. When we hit 32 concurrent viewers last stream, which was incredible, I did not expect that. I think that was because the chat started getting really active and I started getting put in the suggested tab. Interaction greater than lurk. I mean, honestly, at my size, anything is amazing, obviously. Antler Carver, I'm sure you know. But when we started climbing to 30 plus viewers, I think it was because you guys were all chatting with each other. It was at the same. I went back and looked at the VOD because I'm just trying to understand YouTube a little better. And it was definitely. That's definitely what happened. You guys started popping off and talking to each other because you all know each other. Might have to pass on that one awning because it's going to get awkward. I'm going to butcher this house a little bit, and I think I just need to be mentally okay with that. Is that I'm not going to do the best ever with this. And I'm going to get a little weird with it and see what happens. And that's fine. You know, we have fun. What are you up to, Antler Carver? Hope you're having a good day. To be honest, this might be one where we're not going to do that because we have orders. Yeah, I don't love that we're going to eliminate this, but I think I'm going to on this one specific roof. I don't know that I love it. Found the like, then couldn't find chat again. Look, we're going to learn together, okay? We're going to make it. Everything's going to be all right. We are on the lookout for PC crash here. We have done the things. We've done the things and the stuff. We have attempted to fix the stuff and the things. I think I have been successful. But I could be very wrong about that. So we're going to find out together tonight. And we'll see if we get any crashes. Having said that, I should probably save here and there, huh? Do not ask me how many times or how long it's taken me to get the inside corners to look correct on a build. It's a little bit of a recovery day from a severe headache yesterday. Hey, you've been getting do you get headaches pretty often, Antler? You and I have talked about that before, and I think that's come up multiple times. Okay, so that isn't... Man. Look. It's not perfect, guys. I'm going to tell you that right meow. Okay, we have to... We can't... Look. as much as I'm semi committing to phoning it in at times, I can't phone this in. We need to add. We need to go one more out, I think. I just can't phone it in as much as I'd like to. And by phone it in, you know what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't need to be perfect. I feel like the stream would be miserable to watch if all I did was nitpick every detail. So I'm trying to be as chill as possible on making it look good while just enjoying the experience. But if it's simply too wrong, I don't think it's going to be a viable experience anyway. So we're gonna try and fix this a little. Let's try that. It's a side effect of my brain injury. Air pressure changes before a storm caused them. Oof. Yeah, wait, that's right. That's right. So this time of year is not your friend, is what you're saying. This time of year is not your friend. You know, I wish I could just have that right there, but that's not how that looks. Although, I guess it kind of is. Because I think the real answer is probably... Ooh, hello? Not the best. Yeah, I imagine. We're, Antler, we were reminiscing earlier. We had a new commenter. I had a new comment in the chat, or in my on my stream recording. It's my new favorite comment I've ever gotten. The comment was, "It took you 3 hours to build these ramshackle huts. Come on, man." So this town is now called Ramshackle. I took a large personal amount of joy in someone unironically using the word ramshackle, I think. If I'm being super honest, it brought me great joy. And I need to share it with everyone, all of you kind of regulars in the chat who it's truly a thing of beauty that we use that verbiage. And I've been haunted by I've been haunted by how brilliant that comment was since seeing it. So I wanted to share. Also, for those of you who... I got a couple questions in my last VOD about this. I forgot to do it again. I'll edit it in my details. I am using some mods. I'm using Odin's mod. I'm just using creative mode in general. And then I do have like the blueprint tool, which allows me to use terrain tools. And then I technically have the waterfall mod that I'm not using in this build, but it's on right now. And then Odin's mod, which allows some really cool like stone structures and things, which I'm also not using, but it's got some awesome ideas. The reason I bring this up is they added some really new cool stuff in Odin's mod. These really nice signs. These new hanging signs. Like there's like a pig and a fish barrel. blacksmith, and you can hang them on different poles, for example. Anyway, we're not going to be using those pieces in this build, but super cool, and I'm probably going to try and use them soon. You did a thing and the thing works. Well, let's hope so, Susannikins. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Do you know the way to ramshackle? In sing-song, yeah. Definitely a good time. Okay, I'm starting to understand a little more about this as I'm building. I'm going to keep kind of riffing a little bit on this until I figure it out. There's some depth issues here that are just, once again, because we're in an AI image, it's actually really hard to get this completely right. Because it is built in AI, like there are definite issues because this is an AI build that I don't. It's hard to explain. Specifically, this section is actually I'm quite incorrect on. So I'm going to need to continue to try and digest this. Okay, I'll try to show you guys. So I've built the steps here. This top with this little awning right here. And I've left the space here for the other part. And then we started the elevated side over here. But what I'm struggling with is this weird awning with this. Like I think I once again haven't made correct choices. Like this, I think I need to curve this more and allow space for this. If that makes sense. No, I did not. I did like realistic looking Viking Village, cozy, like yeah, it's stuff like that. To be honest, I think the real answer is I need to just remove these steps and focus on doing the right thing with the actual build itself. I think the trap here is that I'm trying too hard to build around the pre-made steps that I put in as a placeholder. And I think I need to stop doing that. I also think that we're going to undo this weird half thing I attempted. And we're just going to do it. We're going to scoot it up one. I don't know why I decided that we wanted to do it otherwise. So we're going to actually elevate that. I didn't elevate it at all. Sir, do the right thing. We're going to put this here. Because technically, according to the thing, it actually is right on there. That's actually more accurate. So I should have done that in the first place. Okay. So now this should work better. Try adding Valheim. Be cool to know if they can emulate the game. That would be cool, actually. Obviously, I've already pre-made about 4 of these thumbnails, this being the first one. But I would like to, you know, as I'm learning what's working and what isn't in this, I think I do want to try something. Okay, so I have 2 options here. There's like this super steep awning, and obviously this just doesn't quite work. So when we use this instead, it does work, but it doesn't have as much depth as we'd like it to have. So like the only other option I can think of is like faux clipping something, you know, through the wall. It just doesn't look good, though. I think we'll just stick with this. Ironically, PAX Day does a good job of giving you awning options in the game, for what it's worth. And then the only other thing we can really do is clip. We need to find a way to clip one of these in here, because it does have like a miniature awning, but it obviously isn't there. So we're going to free place this right here. Oh, tough. That's tough. Okay. So it looks like it might actually like it if I just do it this way then. So this thing is kind of like offset to like right here. Yeah, we'll just leave that on and just cheese it. It's okay. Okay. This is just paneling. This is maybe something else. This isn't perfect, but we are. I've definitely gotten a closer look now, comparatively. This is going to be a tough gig. Interesting. It doesn't like it. We'll go with it, though. Embrace the imperfection. Oh, I know. Like I said, I think this series of me doing this is actually going to be really good for that. Like, truly. Embrace the imperfection. Like, here comes the, this is where the ramshackle comments come from, I think. But joke's on us. It's called Ramshackle Town, so we got to do it. Okay. So far, so good. I actually am doing better than I thought I would so far. So there's this little awning. We did that. On this part of the roof, there is another one of these, and I think once again, we just gotta throw it in there like that. Actually, it shouldn't be clipping. I need to like manually place this a little further over. We'll try this one. There we go. I wonder, what would it look like if I elevated it a little more? Gonna be really truthful. I don't know if I like what I've done here. I don't love it. From the perspective of imaging, let me finish up. Let me see if this all lines up real quick. I'm going to throw some things together kind of haphazardly to check something here. Okay, so it does line up to the back wall. All right. So from a depth perspective, what I was doing... Let me remove that. Okay, go away. There we go. Perfect. So this one, we also need to check if this works out. It doesn't. Hurry! There we go. Ugh, sorry. Those of you who didn't join me right away, I have a swollen eye. It's like almost swollen shut the other day. And it's still not doing super great. So, still kind of struggling with that a little bit. So if you see me kind of hating life with my eyeball right now, that's why. I can kind of show you guys on the camera in a few seconds. It's not great. I am okay though. Here, I'll give you a quick peek. Whoop. It hurted. Anyway. Whew. That's what it be looking like. That's what we call it. Owie. I think I got like, I don't have allergies. I don't have anything. So I think it's just simply one of those like flukes where I got dust or some sort of debris under my eyelid or something, you know? Super not cool for it to do that. That's what happens to my lips when I get really bad allergies. Yeah, you know, it's funny. Like I said, I think the number one people say is allergy for me, like as a suggestion. I don't have them, so I really think it's just from a fluke, accidental, like dust in the eye type of thing. It's not a sty. Actually my dad gets styes in his eyes, so that was the first thing I thought of, but there's nothing there that would indicate that, and I've seen his for years. So I really just think it's a fluke. But Obviously, I don't know for sure. It's only been a day and a half or so. So we're going to let it ride and see what happens. Bug bite. Oh, you know what? Maybe. I mean, I hope it's something unserious and unrepeatable so that we just never have that happen again. And that feels most likely, so we'll probably be okay. I'm sure we'll be fine. You never do know. Hello? I might just leave it at that and then do do that for now. Yeah, Molly, everyone, when I moved where I am now, people kept telling me you'll get allergies because you moved here. I just don't think I'm going to. It's been a year now, but I know that that's possible for sure. Commercial just hit super loud. I can no longer hear. Look, I don't know what to tell you. Does anyone else have loud commercials? Chat. Is it just serotonin? Hello? Does anyone else have loud commercials? I've heard every 7 years your body changes. I didn't get allergies till I was around 14. You know, I'm 36, and I hope that my shit's locked in, because I'm not here for it. I don't want that to show. Dang. Okay. You know, this could be way worse. I need you guys to know that. I don't know if you're watching for could be worse, but you know, I gotta start somewhere, right? Obviously, once we get everything built here tonight, we're going to go through and do as many details and or fine-tuning as is necessary. Whatever that entails. I haven't really decided or understood in my own brain yet, like, how far I want to take that. So we'll kind of go through that together once we got the buildings finished. It's just me because I'm naughty. That's fair. That's fair. If it's a bug bite, make a poultice out of meat tenderizer. Don't ask. It works. You know, I've been doing compress stuff and doing little things here and there, and it is already getting better at the very least. But I will continue to monitor it, and we'll take a gander. I think tomorrow morning will be the real tell. I really wish. I don't. Okay, I have the Gizmo mod on, chat, and I don't want to have to use it, but I totally could here. For example, like I totally could do this. I mean, are we going to get mad about that? I mean, the Gizmo mod this is my YouTube mod pack. Like, so, you know, usually I disclose what mods I'm using pretty openly when doing my produced videos. Like, I go and say, here's the mods I'm using. But like, I don't know. I guess let me know in the comments you guys aren't okay with this. But I think just in regards to getting the picture right, I think that helps quite a bit. So I'm going to do it. And you let me know if now you hate me forever. I instinctively run YouTube in a private window these days. Interesting, Molly. Interesting. I'm going to try and not sound like a broken record here, but as you guys keep watching, if you haven't liked the stream already, please do. And obviously, the more you guys are chatting with me, the more my YouTube stream gets suggested in the live stream tab. So thank you so much. Obviously, a lot of you guys are my OGs from Twitch, but I really do appreciate it. Last time we did our first YouTube stream doing this, and we did somehow get to 32 concurrent viewers. So I'm really appreciative of the support. And I really do think it's because you guys were chatting and interacting and doing all the things. So thank you so much. Trying not to get too excited about the success of my post-stream VOD in the algorithm. It did incredibly well. I did not expect 2,500 plus views after my stream ended. I am trying my best to not hope that I get that again. But it was super cool to see that. I'm definitely not used to YouTube where, to be honest, the opportunity begins when you go offline, ironically. I think we got 160 total views on the video when I went offline. And as of today, it's at 2,600. Just such a different take, you know, like on how things work. But super cool. So anyway, I'm gonna try not to talk about it too much, but new thing for me to learn makes me excited. People love the taco. They do. Well, I mean, I didn't think this would do well. And I'm not saying it did, but it's certainly, I mean, it averaged as many views as some of my produced videos, and it was just a stream. So if I could have remotely that success every time, it's kind of a no-brainer to stream over here. But I'm sure I won't very regularly. I just know that it's possible. Hell, it could have been because it was one of my first streams that YouTube pushed it out the way they did to see what people think of it. So, but anyway, thank you for the support. That's what I'm saying. I'd prefer if no one talked but me, thanks. No, how dare you? How dare you? Can I try something dumb? No. I think videos like this are viewed a lot of the time when folks are in Valheim or in those viewers own unscheduled time. Yeah, I actually had a few people tell me like they just put me on in the background because it's, you know, they can check back in on the video and see the progress. And it's just chill and they're like, I can just relax and listen. But very cool. I think, like I said, I'm just not used to, you know, on Twitch, like you live and die by your view count. Right now we have 12 views. Last time we streamed, we got up to 32, but started lower than we have now this early on in the stream. So it's just interesting. And, you know, with Twitch, you just, like I said, you live and die by what the number is in the moment. And on YouTube, it almost matters more what it's going to do in the algorithm. And I think I just, that didn't, like I knew that, but it didn't set in until I saw it happen. So something really different and cool for me. I have to admit, this building is going much, much better than I thought it was going to. I thought this was going to be a train wreck for me. So I am quite grateful that this appears to be going very well. Oh, nice. I can honestly say I've been building and paused, said how would Taco do this, and see if I could find an example. That's actually super cool, man. Thanks for telling me that. I obviously don't consider myself one of the, when you think about the YouTube community or the Twitch community of builders, if you will, on Valheim, I still don't even consider myself one yet. So I appreciate that. Means a lot. Obviously, I'm trying to continue to do well and do my thing, and I will continue to try. This is not symmetrical, but that's the point. Okay, so in this instance here, I almost like this more. See if I can mimic this really quickly. Oh, interesting. This side is off in a different direction. Well, given the build, I don't like this. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll figure this out this way. There we go. Okay. You're better than you give yourself credit. Don't let imposter syndrome convince you otherwise. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely where my head goes for sure. I mean, I haven't been in the game as long as some others, and I don't have the consistency to the game that some do either. So I try to give respect where it's due. That I just, I love this game for sure. But I'm definitely not, full-time diehard or anything, and try to give that credit to the people who do. I think we're already at a point where this needs to be like here. I think from a visual perspective, that is accurate. This bottom one, for some reason, appears to be stone. From an AI perspective, that is what has occurred here. Oh, whoa. I am in hell. I don't know how I did that. That's crazy. I just warped through a wall. Okay, we're going to put one little guy under here, maybe. I don't know. It almost feels like there's a wall. From here. The depth on it is a little wrong. Let's try it again from like here. Yeah. That's a bit more right. It's still not right, if I'm being completely honest. Okay, we're getting closer to what I want here, but it's just not quite right. I'm going to leave it there for now, and we'll obviously fix how terrible that looks at some point. Okay, because we got this wall to here. And then there is this like another wall about here. We already have that wall there. And this wall here. And then just to jot it down, I guess. We got that wall there. It's coming together. How long have we been going? 53 minutes. We're doing great. We're doing great. How's the stream look, by the way? We haven't dropped any frames. I tried 4K to start. It didn't like it. I went back down to 1440. I'll be honest. I don't think it's my internet. I don't know if my graphics card can stream 4K. Super well right now. Looks good. Okay, good. My objective is to try and tweak some things and get to 4K for you guys. I thought I had the equipment for it. My streaming graphics card may or may not work. Although I was trying to do like 51,000 bit rate. So I think at the end of the day, I think I just need to tweak the settings and try my best to find the sweet spot. I meant. But I thought it would be kind of cool to stream in 4K at some point, so I will continue to work on that. Although 1440 looks plenty good, I think. Look, don't worry about that. That little guy. Yeah, don't worry about that little guy. I remember you playing a puzzle game once. Have you seen Blueprints? Looks pretty puzzly. Oh, what was it? The Seventh Guest, wasn't it? Was it? I think that's what we played, was the Seventh Guest. That's an old game. You know, that's true. That's true. The AI did miss a chance to put a well in the middle. There are some like random decorations, but true enough. You know, I'd like to say this is surprisingly okay. Damn dandelion. You know, as we know, a little ramshackle in nature, but overall, strong. I might bring this outward. Just to like put a little bit of a bow on the idea of what this is. I'll be honest, this makes it not realistic. This makes it not realistic from a user interface, like you'd trip here, but it works for what we're looking for objectively. We were probably supposed to do something with these steps. I think I'm gonna go back to Gizmo. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna try and not make this an entire like Gizmo mod stream. I don't love that my brain's taking me here. But I do think it's the right call to a degree. It's interesting that even at these degrees, it's just slightly weird looking. Oh, that one's off by actual. That one's actually a problem. I just think from an image perspective, this will pay off in just giving a little bit of extra focus on the correct things. So we're gonna do it. We don't like that one. I don't think we need one there. To be honest, I don't even love that. The old hammer and punch. You guys remember that? That was a throwback. Remember when I always used to do that? Alright, that gives it just enough edge, I think. That might also allow me to highlight that a little bit. Oh, that sucks. Gotta love, like I don't want to try it this hard on a set of stairs, so. There we go. Cool, that looks completely functional, I think. There's a tiny chimney right here that I am going to ignore. There is a big chimney off the back. And then there is also a little guy. Kind of see it from space, I feel like. Things up there. Sure, let's do that. Let's do that. Feel like we need a round two. Yeah. So at some point, we might need to break the rules and put a well in the middle. We'll see. We'll see. You guys are calling for a well, I feel like. In hindsight, I want to make this a little bigger. I think I've asked this before, but I want to ask one more time, and then I'll do some research on how to make sure I can do it safely. As we continue to do the Let's Build series here, would you guys like an imager link or something in my description where you guys can pull up the image I'm trying to match? Because obviously, like right now, I'm about to back up and show you the image one time. But would you guys like if there was an imager link or something that you could pull up yourself if you're on, I mean, obviously if you're on TV, it's not that going to work that well. But that feels like an idea that I should explore. And I'm willing to do it. I just want to look into like, you know, I don't want to pull up an imager link and then have someone be able to like dox me or like add a bunch of weird shit to my imager when someone clicks the link, it's like a bunch of dicks or something. You know what I mean? Like it's a weird world we live in. So I want to make sure it's protected and safe if I do something like that. But if we like the idea, I will make sure it's safe because I think that would be beneficial. Okay, so this house is what we just worked on. See, here's like the step line I was trying to do with the awning and then this little wall. This house in itself is very complex with the multiple awnings and the different things. I think we've captured most of it. I'm going to build this chimney off the back wall, I think. And then we're going to go through and do this chimney and this chimney. This one appears to be off the back as well, so we'll see if we want to add that one. But we'll add this chimney, and this chimney, and then we will add some accoutrement to the building, add some lights, and then we'll finish up kind of the surrounding area. And we'll keep revisiting this image. The more detailed we get here, the more I'll pull up the image for you guys to look through it. Yeah, I could do that antler cover, but I wanted to, you know, as we grow our audience on YouTube, like people who are tuning in, as like if my video hits the suggested tab again, instead of having to ask people to join my Discord, because I think YouTube's a bit of a different environment, and I would like to just, you know, if someone honestly, maybe no one would even click on it. So to your point, yo, CWH, how's it going? To your point, maybe no one will click on it anyway, but it just feels like a good thing to do. Thinking about it, if it's easy for me, I'll give it a go. Google Doc might be good too. Yeah, something like that. If I ever actually somehow grew on YouTube more, I thought about doing a Patreon page or something similar where people can, because I get a lot of requests for people to buy and or have my blueprints of some of my stuff, like some of the houses or some of the structures. For example, like some of my gazebos, you know, and I have them blueprinted. And I've thought about doing some very small, that's very common for people to do, like a very small for-profit, like, you know, $2 for a blueprint or whatever. And if you have 1,000 people grab it, obviously it's very beneficial. So you could share it from your like Google security. Yeah, that's true, Molly. The picture has more torches. We have not even got to torches yet. Okay, everyone relax. Everyone relax. All right, we're going to start our cheese factory over here. Once again, the insides of these homes are not the priority, so I need everyone to not be mad. We are going to build a chimney off of here. And I'll be honest, I haven't really decided how I want a chimney to look. Because the aesthetic of this chimney very much not any of the materials that we have in Valheim. It's like a red rock, you know, so. Quiet you. Hey, I'm really, you know, we're going to get there. We are going to get there. I don't know why these are already red. Did I not put... Oh, that's why. Oh, I haven't done... I'm being a goose. Hey, by the way, did they update something randomly, Antler Carver? I haven't built in a while, but you can just add iron beams now. I swear you couldn't do this before. Like, I feel like oftentimes you really had to... You had to, like, destroy something to add the iron beam and then put the other item over the top. It feels like you can just go in now and just put an iron beam within an item. And I might be crazy, but it feels at least easier. Could you put the pick in a tiny window? I could. If you're on a TV, that would probably be the only benefit. I have thought about putting the picture on my screen permanently as I build, but I do think it would be a distraction. You've always been able to do that. You know, it just feels way easier than it should now. That's all. And I guess that's just me being a goof. Not sure if I love this. See, this is where I haven't decided how I really want this chimney to look, but I think... LOL. I just made a giant penis on top of the house. That's all I really did. They do run optimization passes with every update. The last big one was the snap point system, which obviously was huge, for sure. True. That feels appropriate. I know, I'm known for such things, let's be honest. We know this about me. We do be knowing this about me. An inevitable truth about my building. I will always make room for a wiener. I don't know. I mean, as lame, I mean, that kind of just does it, doesn't it? I hate to say it, but it does. The only other kind of neat thought I had was using the Gizmo mod since I have it. And for fun, at least giving these, you know what I mean? But probably not. Like I said, I don't want to go too crazy on Gizmo, because that wasn't the point of this video. I don't want the purists to come after me. I didn't do anything. He's having fun. Promise. All right. Go with that. I feel like there's more I can do. I just don't know if it's worth. Because from like just enough of a distance, that's completely fine. And then we can put a little torch in here. Could we put something like in there? Interesting that it didn't like. Obviously not that, but you get what I mean. If I cared more in the moment, I can probably make it correct. But just to get like some sort of smoke coming up from the chimney, which we can do at some point. Yes, exactly, Susannikins. Yo, Tiger, look, it is what it is. How you doing today, Tiger? I think that's an adequate chimney. I'm going to be really honest. I don't know if you guys hate that, but I don't really have any other like absolute creative bangers going on in my head of what I should do. I think that that's adequate. It feels a little phoned in a way, like up close, but like from here it looks like it's supposed to, so I'm a little bit torn. So obviously all I'm doing here is cementing my platform to build my chimney. This is not what I would be doing if we were going to do anything with the inside of the home, or if it was something that was going to be in a video or presented in any way. However, it isn't. So we will do this instead. But yes, I think the sky is falling if I'm voluntarily doing this, but that's good, right? That's interesting. I kind of don't hate that. Can we participate in the fun? Sure, why not? Let's give it a try. Nah. Tiger, I know, right? Hey, look. That makes me wonder if these should be these. Nah. Okay. So there's a big chimney off the back of this dude. We'll do that. Let's see what happens. Also, the chimney is a lie. Oh yeah. No, the whole thing is a lie. Definitely. That's what I was saying about, I'm not, oh crap. I'm not building this aesthetically. Like I was saying before you got here, I think, is like, man, if this was in a video, obviously, like, you wouldn't be building this like this. And you would make both the chimney functional and the areas around it functional. But in this case, all we're doing is trying to present the chimney. You know? Tiger, you have to hear of my, we had a hater in one of my comments calling my build a ramshackle build, which was quite honestly hilarious and kind of accurate, I guess. But he used the word ramshackle unironically about my build. And I took quite a lot of pleasure in him calling it that. It was quite funny. I just, I think it will never cease to amaze me that people will go out of their way to, like, I don't think people realize how algorithms work. Like, they'll go out of their way to, like, provide you with impressions. I mean, that's like clickbait, I guess, you know, when people are rage baiting and they get people to comment on their stuff. But he went out of his way to tell me that my build sucked. And it was quite a funny way to do it. Yeah, he said it took you 3 hours to build these ramshackle huts. Come on, dude. It's on, if you go look, it's on my VOD. It's, yeah. It's on in the comment section of the VOD. I got quite a few comments, and most of them were quite nice and conversational, like normal. Like, what mods are you using? Or, hey, take down those trees so you can see better. Good idea. Not this man. Not this man. Anyway, I found it quite humorous. And sometimes you just can't. You can't have nice things, you know? Sometimes you just, people gotta be mean. I don't know why I'm pretending like it matters. I'm just gonna do this. Yup. That'd be looking like a chimney from here. You can't tell me that doesn't look like a chimney. Oh, I tell you what. Look, we're gonna visit the image. Look, take a gander. Okay, take a good moment. Look at the video. Here it is. We're looking okay. And then here is the actual video, or the actual image. Not too bad. We have ignored this chimney and this one. And I think that's okay. We got this guy, and this guy. This comes off the back. I could do another one of these. Maybe I will. I'm going to do that on principle. I'm going to build this one off the back. We'll do that quick. Sorry, for those of you once again joining me, my eyeball is falling out of my head. I have like a swelling eye. It's so terrible and hurts so bad. I'm on day 2 of it. Should be fine. It's not allergies, not a sty. It just hurts. So anyway, that's why if you see me like owie owie, that's what's going on. Okay. It has been chimneyfied and there are similarities. I think I've done okay. Obviously, I can light the insides. I think the next thing we do is just put things inside that make it bright. And then we can put some equivalent tapestry type things around, maybe even some vine stuff. So we could, oh, hello. So we could do that. Also, for those of you who obviously know some of my crashing woes with my PC, I did, in the last few days since the last stream, I took apart my gaming PC. I bought a new PSU, so my power system, 1300 watt. I got all new cords, obviously, that came with the PSU, and then I also got all new purple sleeves, the extension sleeves that I use for my cords that are corresponding to the color of my rig. And I got new RAM. So I installed all of those things. And it seemingly, my computer booted up faster than ever. Things have been fine. I have failed to replicate any crashes. So, yeah. But if it crashes after this, like, it means it's MOBO, graphics card, or CPU, and at that point, I might as well just build a whole new... Well, I can use the new power supply I can use the power supply, the RAM, and the stuff, but if I need anything else at this point, it probably isn't worth troubleshooting past literally just buying a new motherboard, graphics card, and CPU at that point. So I hope that I've figured it out. I hope. Okay, so I think, is this where I want to do... okay. I don't really want to go one higher. I call shenanigans on the AI for using mods to manicure that lawn. True. True. I know I can't really do anything about the foliage difference, I guess, huh? Not something I can achieve. Don't worry, the chimney works still, guys. You don't need to worry about it one bit. They don't have half walls. Okay, once again, I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me, YouTube. You're not allowed to. You know, YouTube has this thing where sometimes people get really mad you use mods. And it's like they pretend that like some of the biggest creators on YouTube for Valheim are like mod monsters. Like absolute modding giants. And I use like, if you guys go and check, if you want a good laugh, you guys should go check out the comment section. This is weird. You should go check out the comment section of my newest video. The, help me out here. I don't even know my own video. What's my newest video, chat? Pop quiz. It's the, oh, rock destructible test. Build anywhere and build us anywhere, whatever video. People got real mad. There were some really mad comments in there that are like, I came to a video to see magic and you use cheats. And I'm like, I didn't say anywhere that it, that nowhere in the video does it say that this isn't exactly what it is, you know? Anyway, people out here real mad. But it is quite entertaining to a degree. As long as you can laugh, you know? Because obviously people are just people. Yeah, it's like, I came in here expecting to see some new, and it's like, all you did was cheat. And it's like, okay. I apologize for my transgressions. I'm glad you saw it, CH. It is funny. Like I said, I think when you create content in any degree, you just have to be ready for ridicule. Like you just kind of have to accept that you're going to get dunked on for quite honestly nothing. And I think one of the unsung art forms of content creation is being able to deal with that, because it's pretty tough sometimes. When you're like, I was just here for a good time, brother. I'm having a hard time understanding why this doesn't like me. Because it sure doesn't. That's crazy. Yeah, it doesn't like me one bit. Can you tell me more about that? Oh. We need a clamber mechanic, guys. Can't grab the ledge. It's cold on these streets. What's going on? This shouldn't be this hard. Surely. Not sure what they were hoping for. If it's built into the game's base, is it really cheating? I do not think so, no. I mean, I think it's, I don't, that's what I think, that's why it's just fun to laugh at. Is like, what were you hoping for, you know? Like, truly. So it's just, people are goofy. Oh, I was not aware. Hello? What is that? What is that? Bruh. I'm having a hard time here. Having a hard time. Okay. To be honest, I'm about ready to phone it in on this idea. I didn't need this to be so difficult. I'm happy to work on something like this when I'm off stream or doing a build, but can we? Look. If we're okay to call that good, I'm okay to call that good. This was a boneless chimney anyway. Look at that. It looks so good. Don't let anyone tell you different. That looks great. In fact, the chimney's too large for the image. Pain. But I think we're going to leave it. But no, I also agree. If it's built into the game, I think you should be able to do it. For sure. Okay. So really... Ugh, my eye. The last thing we need to do here on interiors is just light these things up. I'll be honest. For this express purpose, I might dive into my Odin's mod. Because there are some smokeless lights. I think, like these guys. But I don't know how bright they are. I'm trying to think of like what I should use in here. If we go back to the non-mods. Like if we use these. Oops. I just talked to myself in my own world. It doesn't really light up that well. I think we used today 0.4, didn't we? I think we agreed that that looked a little better with the angle of sun. Yes. Maybe I should use diverger lanterns or something? Maybe I can just lay out. I feel like these do a pretty good job. Obviously, once again, these are not decorative by their means. They're there to light things up. I will say, actually, mistake. I think these need to go up higher. Don't know about those, but yeah, but they'll radiate light when it's darker. True. I believe that that's probably the right call. This place is quite illuminated. I actually think... I think that I want to do these here on the outside for the purpose of the awning itself. Similarly, this awning is quite lit as well. Oh, that's cool. Now they all kind of have systematic... Okay, cool. This house is not super lit up. It has a couple things inside. Oops. So we'll put something here. Do that. I don't know. You know, I'm just realizing. This home is incorrect. Okay. Just going to make a couple small changes. Oops, hello. That's... There we go. This house... It has those two small windows right there. I just broke something way back there. There it is. That's always a fun one, isn't it? When you realize you just like whomped something. I made many an error right there. Okay. So I kind of want to just make these windows a skosh bigger. There we go. And I think that is more accurate now. And then if we flip that around, we can do a little bit of... I feel like... Okay. Hello? What's this? It's gone forever, whatever it is. Okay, that's better. And then we can do a little bit of this. Question mark. Yes. Okay, perfect. So now we'll throw a little half guy in there. Gives us the ability to do this. And then a little bit of that. That looks kind of dookie, and I don't know why. That's better. Okay. So we got lights here. This house has lights on the interior. Let's go ahead and give it some illumination up here too. Okay. In the last house, there actually is not much illumination other than down here. Feels like there's not a whole lot going on. Other than down here. So we'll do that. Once again, keeping it kind of basic. Yeah, this game like doesn't. PAX Day has those potted plant awning things. This obviously Valheim doesn't have that, but it'd be nice to have it for this section because there are a couple awnings that appear to have potted plants on them. This tiny little house has light coming from this window. And mayhaps just right here. This house is quite well lit in the entryway. That worked out nicely. Look at that perfect clip. Imagine. So what I'm doing right now is just systematically doing the lighting, and then we'll come back for other things. Because there's so much to add in that regard, I'm kind of doing one idea at a time, like one ad. So I'm not trying to do every detail of every house one by one. I'm trying to do each detail everywhere. It would be nice. I know there's a mod for it, but it would be nice if Valheim had the ability to like add smoke. Like if you had a smoke source point, like where you could just like add a little ball and like smoke came from it. Okay. Let's pick what we want to do here. So a lot of this village has kind of like a couple shields, a couple different things. So like over here on the left, we have like these kind of drapes that look like shields. We have them here, 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 and here, most notably. I might be able to. The chimneys are kind of fake, Sea-Wage. We thought about manipulating where you drop a torch like in between two of the concrete pillars at the top, so at least it's smoking if I wanted to do that. If we need to get that crazy, I'm sure we could figure that out for sure. That's a good suggestion though, but unfortunately, yeah, they're fake because this is all a facade. This is like a North Korean grocery store or something, you know? So, a couple options. Once again, we do have Odin's mod, and we do have... so, like, for example, we could put stuff like this out here. Yeah, literally, exactly. I'm glad you got the reference. Like I said, I don't know if people are going to be mad if I use random mods as if it matters. But, you know, like, I think Odin's mod... I won't do this, but I showed you guys this earlier. This is pretty dope. Odin's mod came out with, like, you can write stuff on the sign, like a village center sign or like a clip, whatever. And then they came out with, I won't use them right now, but they came out with also these awnings. Let's see if I can find them. Sorry. There's like different styles of things here that you can, poles, and then you can do like, you know, like that's super dope. Like, you know, it's like if you had like a fish market, like one of my planes build, I could really use this fish market sign. Anyway. We're going to start with the drapes and stuff. So if we were doing just like vanilla-esque, the drapes are kind of like orangey. So I guess we could just do this. If I were to just kind of add where the stuff is. I feel like there is one right here. Okay. It's like, once again, from the sake of like what it is, there's a ton of cooler options in Odin's mod in the furniture section. Like I said, you got like these cool Odin one, like Odin sword. So we could use those, but should we just put a giant keep in the middle here? Ready? You shall not pass. Wait, sorry. Thought about doing a castle build with Odin's mod pieces. Have yet to do it. With all these cool, whatever. Thinking about it. Okay. I mean, what are we thinking? We got to put down, I guess for the sake of finishing this off at some point tonight here, because the objective is to complete this. Is to at least get this to go to the middle of nowhere. We've got all the pathing correct. It feels like we've got most of the walls correct. I think the other things I could do is start making it look... I don't know if you guys noticed this about my other builds. One of the things I actually do slightly pride myself on with a lot of my produced Valheim videos is I make the environment, like if you were to go walk through it, you're guided pretty heavily by the environment. I might go take you to, when we end this, we might go check out, because the quality is nice and high, we might go check out my Hidden Forest Temple build. But that and like the Riverfront Village I did, the very first YouTube video I did for Valheim, I try to make the environment tell you where to go. Like I like boxing things off with like trees and environment and hills. So I don't usually leave it like this. But it's one of those things I actually do pride myself on, is trying to make the builds look very reasonable and complete with shrubbery and stuff. Yeah, there's a few more. Okay, we got... And we do have some sort of like... Oh. There's actually grass right here. Oh dear. What do I do, chat? There's like... That's going to be so hard to do. I mean, that kind of works because there is a path right here. It's really hard to get Valheim to allow you to be specific. There we go. That'll do. Look at that. Winner. Because right here... there do be a tree. That's a very brave tree. It's very independent. It does a good job existing. It's a tough world out there, and it has figured it out. Did I get through? Okay, cool. Now we got to try and just nip this. There we go. Sick. And honestly, there isn't really stuff here, but I want to add, at the very least, like that. In here, there are plants and shrubbery. Okie dokie. Up here, this is all grass. And then there's some little stepping stones which we can make. So there's doesn't make a ton of sense, but there's basically you know what? I like how low that one is, so we might actually. Which mod is it? Is it just in my? There's a really cool. It might be an Odin's mod. There's a really cool. I used it in my hidden forest temple build. There's like this broken rock look. Yeah, there it is. This is kind of cool looking. Like if you. Kind of looks like a little broken rockway. And then there are like, for no reason at all, there's like weird fencing. There really isn't any more. Maybe like, it almost looks like there might be some fencing here. The image, obviously, as you guys know, the image kind of cuts off. There does appear to be. So Better Creative 2 is something I always used, and it got like decommissioned or whatever. I need a new alternative to Better Creative because, you know, like where you can use all the. I guess technically the plan hammer is supposed to do it. I don't get how to actually fully build something with the plan hammer. Do you just shift click? Maybe I should find out. Hold on. So now it's just there as a plan. Okay. Cool. I'm sure there's a shortcut. Maybe it's control click. I think that's what it was for the plan, or when you do the blueprint. All right, so that's there. Sorry, just trying to get a hang of. Technically, I guess you don't need Better Creative if you have all this stuff. Wait, should we put a river through the build? Just kidding, we won't do that. I'm just being goofy. Don't you guys worry. Okay, so right here, we can put like a fermenter down or something because it does appear as if there's a barrel of some kind sitting here. With some other accoutrement. I don't really know what else we want to put down. There's not a ton there. Here, there's another kind of fermenter situation. Not really, it's like a pot. Well, here. Things that aren't going to actually coincide. sure we could figure out. Just like almost clutter. I mean, it is an AI image, so it doesn't always make a ton of sense. Should we put a lava lamp down? Just kidding. Such an aggressive sound. And then there are just like random stones. If you put a stream, then you'll need a bridge. And before you know it, you've made an entire Japanese garden. Yeah, which, you know, I don't mind those. I've actually really enjoyed my Hidden Forest Temple. There we go. But yeah, you're right about that. Doesn't really... I don't think we need this detail. It doesn't really do anything. I can't delete that, by the way. Just put down a bunch of gold piles just because you can. I actually hate that. Sorry, not doing that. I think you guys actually know that about me. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. Is when people just put things down to put them there. Or like layer 100 things because that's what you should do apparently. So silly. Okay. We're almost done, right? It's funny that you guys want a well in the middle of this thing. I have one. But it's of the wrong material. That's pretty close to done in respects to all the other stuff. The only thing I didn't really do is like this kind of has like a patio. Like this area almost has like a little step down patio area. Can't say. And then there's an even more raised one like right here. For why? Literally no reason. Okay. That's basically it. Obviously that doesn't matter. Oh, it matters right there though. How dare you? Well, I made a goof. Interesting. That didn't get rid of the grass. There we go. That other detail was unnecessary. So we're good now. Whew, okay. I do believe that we're done. I'm probably wrong, and we're going to go over it a little bit. Yeah, I guess that'll do. I think just putting this as like a trim on all of these is something I, for some reason, want to do. No one's going to really look at that. We'll leave it like that. Okay. I feel like this is pretty close, guys. Thoughts? Let me know. What are we thinking? Therapy. Obviously, I have my build menu up, unfortunately. I mean, it's close. Our ramshackle town, as it were. I think you guys are all right that a well in the middle would be really nice, but I'm going to stick to my principles here. We're not going to do that. We're going to stick to what the AI image says. I think overall, this being our first one of these, I think we've done pretty well. If we were to let's take a gander. Thoughts? Chat? Hello? What do you think? So the image itself would be somewhere in here. And I think we've captured most of it. For fun. A little dusk action. It is pretty close. It's as close as I think Valheim can get without too much. Yeah. And I like that the only mods I'm using are like, I've used Gizmo mod to tilt a few pieces, and by a few I literally mean I think 3 or 4 pieces. And I didn't even really use much of any other mod other than creative mode to achieve this, to your point. I think the only other thing I could do is, like you're saying, is some other mod, like a texture mod or something. I don't think I can. I could put seasonality on at some point, Molly, and do that. So that's what it looks like. And I think we did a pretty good job. So for our first Let's Build video, I'm happy with it. I think we painted the picture pretty well. We'll save it right there. Last thing we're going to do, I honestly, it was going to be a shorter stream because my eye is dying. You could use that sign hack to make the windows red. Yes, we could. That's true. Before the stream ends, I'm going to fly over to the Hidden Forest Temple build that we have, that I did the video, one of my videos on. It's actually one of my best builds, I think, and it didn't do as well as I had hoped. It's actually one of my biggest, like, bummers is that video didn't do very well. Because it is I really like it. I was talking to you guys about, like, kind of having my build kind of organically move you around. I think this one, I built this one so that I could add an NPC mod if I wanted to, and like mods could, NPCs could walk around the build. Same with the water temple, because apparently that's a thing. Let's let it load in. But this build is amazing. I'm just going to say it out loud. It's a damn good build. And yeah. This thing is pathed like crazy. It's got like the mine shaft underneath here. The giant temple. This is the ancient ruin stuff I was talking about, where I used the Odin's mod to make it look like stone had fallen apart. And then it's got the whole area up here. Looks like my hot tub's turned off, but those were like hot spring things with like stepping stone pedestal things, and up to like an enlightenment area. Super cool. And if you were to like actually walk here, like everything works. You know? Like everything is usable and functions. Then there's one of my favorite parts about this actually is the thing that looks like hot coals. So I just figured, like, I remember when I built this temple, there's like this kind of like singular tree in the middle that felt very zen. But there's like this stuff that looks like it looks like hot coals. Like I'm way too proud of that. It's so simple, but I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, but this video flopped, and it makes me sad because this build took me the longest of anything I've ever built, for sure. Yeah, Tiger, it does look like I got in a bar fight. It's just hurt my little piece of dust in my eye. How many instances? Great question. Let's take a look. I can't jump down from here. Let me get a little more centralized. See if I don't miss any. But like, yeah, there's like the ancient ruins. There's all this stuff. We'll go to the back in a second here. 14,000 by the looks of it. Nothing crazy. Obviously wasn't really thinking of instance count when I made it. I've never checked the number before. But I mean, I built this whole world with like, built everything out of the rock so that it's all pathed and everything. This took a long time. Oh, there's now 15,000 this direction, so I'm not catching them all. 15, maybe 15, 16,000 then. Maybe at 20, I guess, if you count the whole thing. Who knows? But I had this bridge. These were hot tubs that made it look like a hot spring at the time. But yeah, I built this in a way where I could add the NPC mod and like I could have random characters walking around. Because I've thought about recording some of my videos that way. When I do my final build video or pans of everything. Have it so that NPCs can be walking around so it looks lively. Been thinking about that today. I hit 35 FPS on my current build. Nice. Yeah, I'm in 4K ultra settings. I'm at averaging like 100 frames in this build. But I mean, this thing is quite large, and I built it and I had to add all these trees because I wanted it to look like it's not there. So I had to build, I planted like probably 500 trees and different plants just to like really build this in. So anyway, if you want to check out the full video, it's the Hidden Forest Temple is the build. If you ever want to check it out. But we're going to jet back over to our Let's Build for the day, and we'll just take one more good look at it. Next stream, we'll do another Let's Build. I'll show you the video, or I'll show you the picture we're going to do for next time as well. I apologize for this being a shorter stream. I just need to rest my eye. I saw there is a way to reset Terraform instances. Yes, I sometimes do. I use the plan build mod. Within the plan build mod, you have your blueprint rune, and that can also help you with help you with terrain. I don't use like the infinity hammer or whatever it's called. Like I don't go that far. I have it. I've never used it. It's very complicated and it's not my thing. But I tend to use the plan build mod that has like my blueprints that you can create and do things with, and then terrain tool. You know? So I tend to use that. But here it is, one more time. This is what we built today. I think we did a good job. This is what we were matching, or this is what we were trying to build. This is what we built. I think we did it. For a first try, I'll take it. Next build we're doing is this guy. Perfect. How's it going, Minnie? Building in the mountains seems just especially taxing. It probably is, yeah. This will be what we do next. Our next live stream will be building this guy. Already got the thumbnail made and ready to go. We'll be building it from this perspective. Yeah, so next live stream we'll be doing that. If you want to check out another Let's Build, that's what it'll be. And I'm happy with it. Yeah, I mean, you guys have ironically seen me build a lot of log cabin style things, so I'm actually quite fluent in that style of build, ironically. So it'll be interesting to see if I can pull it off quicker. I've already picked a spot for it right here. This is my YouTube building world, so I've got a lot of builds from all my videos as we fly over the roof guide right now. Bing. So I'm going to save my character over here for our next stream. I obviously haven't done anything with it. I've just picked the spot. It's going to be right here. Because this is exactly how it looks with the trees behind, with the land and the water, with a dock that I need to build. This is a perfect location for it. So this is where we'll be doing our build. So I appreciate you guys today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out and chatting. Being our second, pretty much second YouTube stream. It's really our third because of Oblivion. But I've really appreciated the support, the comments. If anyone's watching this in a VOD and has gotten this far, I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the interaction. It's really cool to see everything kind of go well. So I appreciate you guys. I don't know exactly when I'll be live again. I'm trying not to pin myself down with a schedule because then I'm not always bailing on you. But I'll probably try going live and then tell you I'm live because YouTube's been weird about letting me go live. And I don't want to tell you I'm going to be live and then fail. So, yeah, I'll let you know when I'm live, kind of like I did this time. And hopefully you guys can come join. Thank you. Appreciate it, CUH. Once again, appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Bye.